Hi, my name is Zikra. Like what you see, give me a
Like and subscribe.
So who's ready for Dephemerember? I know I am. I'm super excited and I've been waiting for them to drop the prompts and all that because I did take part the first year that they had a Dephemerember, I think, but I only posted on Instagram and I didn't make videos at that time. Making videos is quite new to me. Um, so And it's also nice that they've broken the ice, saying that we don't have any specific rules where you have to have a lot of items, you don't need to use fancy things to make it work. It's all about having fun. And I love making things from scratch because as I am someone who does not have a lot of tools. So let's will you believe that I made these with this puff clay? This was my first thing that I made, and it's so light, guys. It's literally, it turns like, it feels like foam, like those foam sheets that we get, and it's super light. Like it's even lighter than cardboard because they literally feel like foam. I don't know what this is made of, because this is not the kind of clay that I used to, or Play-Doh that we had when I was a kid. um, I bought a pack of this because my daughter's school wanted the brown one for lava, to build the lava and stuff. So I just did this to see if I could replicate a key, because I don't have an antique key. So let's see how I mean, let's go ahead and make some keys, shall we? Let's do this together. So I think I'm going to just roughly draw now. I'm just going to draw a key. To use this, the bottom of the lid, so I can maybe trace to get a proper circle at the bottom. Try and make it a bit smaller. I'm just using a button to trace the inner circle because I didn't think of that earlier. Okay, that's a rough idea. Let me just erase the pencil marks and I'll be right back, guys. Now we have a rough idea what a key should look like. This would have been a perfect size. I don't know why I went and made a bigger size. Is this the same height as this? Yeah, this would work also. This is the baking paper that I have. I'm just going to, so I could see through what I'm supposed to do. So I'm just gonna take some of this clay. I'm just roughly taking some into my hands, about that much. Make sure that you've closed the packet well because they will dry out if not. Okay. So I've taken this ball and I'm just going to use this acrylic block and roll it out to the thickness I need. So I think this is a bit too long for my liking. So let me just cut that into half. This tool also came with this puff clay. So it's just made of plastic. So I'll just leave it over there and just keep rolling. Okay, and I'm going to start with the circle. taking my time with this. I think that's a good circle. I'm just going to cut it, making sure it's cut. Oh, see. Okay, bring it back. Okay. They don't want to separate, guys. They don't want to separate. Okay. Going back and making sure they stay a circle. Like that. And let's just take some and let's continue to roll. And once you're happy with the thickness, okay, I think I'm happy with that. So I'm going to cut at the top like that and then shape it. It's okay if it's not perfect, guys. Right. And now I'm just going to continue to roll it up. I'm just going to cut. And the nice thing about this is because they like to stick so well to each other, you don't have to worry about glue or anything like that. And it is more forgiving. It gives you time to remove and re-roll. I'm going to take this side because it's thinner. And then I'm going to put that next to it like that. So it's the next day now. And as you can see, it's dried properly. And I went ahead and added these two details as well. After it's completely dry, you can add more details if you like. So another thing that I noticed was it shrinks once it dries. So it didn't matter that I had made it a bit bigger than the actual card that I had in mind. So yeah, it shrinks. So I'm just going to now paint it, and I'm going to use black. We'll start with some black, and I'm going to do it in sections. So let me just get a paintbrush. Okay, hopefully this will be okay. I'm just using a normal paintbrush, and I'm going to do the top bit first. If not, otherwise, if I do go ahead and paint the entire thing, the places that I'm touching with my finger, that will just transfer onto my fingers and it will just remove the paint. So I'm just going to do the black in sections. It's not really necessary to paint the back, but I'm just going to do that. So this is dry now, as you can see, and I'm going to paint the bottom half. Now this key is completely dry, so I'm going to go ahead and add in some red paint. And some brown paint. I'm just using just normal acrylic paint. Making sure my brush is really dry because I was painting. So now I'm just going to take some red and I'm going to go over the key. Again, I'm doing it in sections, making sure I get inside the creases and the sides. And now that I've got it painted in red, I am going to go in with the brown immediately so that the colors will mix. I'm not going to wait for the red to dry, so let them blend. Sorry guys, I missed the footage of the painted keys, but it's pretty much painting and drying. So I haven't made a journal separately for Dephemerember, but I thought I'll just go ahead and use this paper bag, a paper bag journal that I made. I will be uploading this soon. This is from my paper bag series. This is a journal 4. So anyway, moving on. I thought this is perfect. So I'm just going to pick the second page on this. I'm just going to paint the whole thing in black. I'm just going to use this wide flat brush. I'm just going to go ahead and leave this to dry. Okay, so I'm moving on to the card part of it, and I've got a napkin here, and let's just take it apart. So I'm just going to use this beautiful pattern. I'm going to use 2 cards. I may or may not use both, but I'm just going to use it. So I'm just going to use and making sure this is just one layer. I'm just going to put this on the card. Work on one card first. And then I'll go on top of it. And I'm just going to do the same thing for this one, but with the white, with the inner white napkin. So I'm just going to go over it again, like this. And I'm not going to be so perfect like I was for that. I'm going to crush this up and then just randomly paste it. So hopefully we'll have 2 different looking cards. And I'm being a bit generous with the glue as well. and I'll leave this to completely dry. So what I was thinking to do is I'm going to make a frame. One thing about me is I love making frames on almost everything. You can go ahead and look at my channel. I have some journals that I have with a frame. Anything that's see-through. Honestly, I just love the 3D effect of things. We have our 3 keys as well. So these are now dry, as you can see, obviously, and I'm going to decorate them to look like they're in a frame, because I didn't have a key, so I wanted to see what they would look like if they were actual antique keys, and they sort of have this rusted look. I mean, they're old keys, right? So most of the inspiration was they were like stored into a frame, because I'm pretty sure like they're precious to people. So that's what I have in mind as well. So I will make this look like these keys are stored in a frame. So I've got a piece of acetate here, and I'm just going to cut it to size. At this point, I'm asking myself if I'm actually crazy. But I'm just going to see if I can make like a wood effect. I have no idea how I'm going to do this. But I'm just going to use my brown paint. Let me just skip that. I'm just going to use some of this brown poster paint, acrylic paint, I mean. I'm just going to go ahead and cut the 4 strips that I had drawn, and then we will attach the cover, we will attach these 4 strips to the acetate. I'm going to sew it, and then I'll just explain to you what I've done. So now we have our 4 strips, and what I'm going to do is so we have this acetate that we had cut. So this was 7 3/4 by 5, and I'm just going to attach the strips to go on like this, one on either side. What I will do though, I think, because I think this is still too thick, it's eating up most of the acetate, so I will just go ahead and fold this in half, exactly in half, like this. Like that. And I will do the same to all 3 of these strips. And then when I sew it, I'll put them in between, like I put the acetate in between of the strip like this, and then I will sew it up. So the frame is done. I'm just going to snip off the bits that I don't need anymore. So that's our frame, as you can see. So I want it to be raised a bit like so. So before we can attach the frame and all that stuff, we need to get the inside started. Check to see if my playing cards are dry. Well, the semi-dry, they're a bit sticky still. For me, the biggest, for me, I've never altered a playing card before. This was the one that was kind of giving me some kind of anxiety, to be honest, because I've never really used playing cards. I've never really altered playing cards. So I had to get some inspiration from Shanuki Arts. I really think she's the queen of playing cards, altered playing cards. So she has this challenge even called the full deck challenge. So that's where I drew some inspiration from. Honestly, I have no idea how this is going to turn out either. I'm just trimming the cards. I was having so much of anxiety, honestly, because I was wondering if I am being too ambitious or if it's not good enough. So I had to go back and watch the Q&A sessions for Dephemerember, the one that Louisa, Hansel, and Barbara had posted a long time back, even before they gave us the prompts. So I think I played that video about 3 times just to give me courage to go ahead and do this, and then, take away the pressure that I am putting on myself. So I'm going to use my watercolors, just some cheap watercolor, and I'm going to get a paintbrush. I'm just going to wet it like this. I'm also going to get my acrylic block, if I can find that. And I do this mushing method a lot. So I'm just going to apply some water onto my acrylic block. And I'm going to pick out some brown. Some of this brown maybe. Oops. It's already spilling onto my palm. Okay, like that. And let's just see. Oh, okay. That was not what I originally intended to do. Oh my gosh, it's falling all over the place. Anyway, this is what I wanted. I just want to smush it. Like that. And I'm going to do the same thing for this one. So this one doesn't have any creases, but I think the pattern is kind of interesting. I will go in with the darker brown now and just apply some randomly at the top and the bottom. Again, I'm going to try this. You can see the card moving around. Yeah, I think that's better. And I'm going to do the same thing for this one. It's a bit messy, but it's just watercolor. So, right. So this one isn't catching too well like this one is, because this one has all the creases and this one is just flat. So I should have smushed it a bit, like, brought them together a bit so these creases would form. So I'm just going to let this dry and then let's add on more layers. Okay, this is sort of dry now, and I think I'm going to add a little bit of beige color, if I can find a color that's light beige. Maybe this yellow. Oh, I don't know why I am thinking this through so much. I don't know why I'm overthinking this, honestly, because this is supposed to be fun. Remember, Zikra? Fun. Of course, I could use my acrylic paint, but I don't want to because I really like using my watercolors for everything. And I don't mind that these colors are being subtle because I do want to make sure that the cards can be seen. I don't know the end result yet, but I'm proud of myself taking this step because I really wouldn't have done it on my own if it wasn't for this challenge. And now I think I will take some black paint and then splatter it. Like, let me just put some there and then make some splatters. Good. Hopefully that's enough. Maybe more water. Maybe I'm going a bit overboard with the drops. Okay, let me just put this away. I've gone ahead and got this tea dye paper, which is a lot. It's a darker shade than I would put in a journal of mine. So I'm just going to roughly tear it up like so. Let me just see if it will roughly fit my journal. In the middle, let me just get an idea. So like here, maybe I will type with my hand like I did for these edges. So I have this this stamp that has the brick pattern. So I'm just going to just use my distress oxide, the vintage photo. I'm just going to randomly place them here and there, no particular order. That's good enough. And going to continue. I'm just going to paste this down using my glue stick. I do want it as flat as I can because the flatter it is, then because the frame is already kind of bulky, so I do want it to be flat. So I'm just going to lift it up and then glue it down as neatly as I can. And I have some of this splatter that I was trying to do with the beige color or yellow color. I might do it on this side. Let's see. Again, making sure that it's flat. I don't want to just glue it on, so I do have some of this scrap paper. Like that. That doesn't look too bad. So I hope this is dry. Yeah, it is. So I'm just going to rip my card. It's not tearing as crooked as I want. Okay, Oh, no worries, we can make it work. So I'm just going to tear it shorter like that, and now they should be okay. Same thing on this side. And it's also silly of me, I mean, they posted the prompts like a couple of weeks back, and I had to wait till the 2nd of December to do this. Like, it's so silly. I could have at least prepared. How many of you are actually doing it on the 2nd? Anyway, let me just... Or does everybody actually do it on the 2nd? And they don't take as long as me to craft. Okay. Let me just... I'm just going to take my vintage photo again and just... I don't know if I will post tomorrow's prompt tomorrow, because I may need some more time, because it's really taking me a lot of time to do these prompts. But it is fun. I have been looking forward to doing Dephemerember ever since the year started, actually, because this is the only challenge that I've ever taken part in, like ever. And this is the first time I'm actually videoing my process, and that's why it's a bit overwhelming, I think. Right. Let's keep going. Sorry if I'm shivering a bit. I still feel like... Let me just glue this part down. Let me just quickly give this a bond. This is the fastest and easiest way to do this, right? Okay. I think I'm going to keep it upside down. Oh no, maybe. Yeah. So the idea is that these keys belong to somebody special, and it's the idea I had in mind was the house no longer belongs to the owner, the original owner that these keys belong. What am I trying to say? So the idea I had was that these keys, these beautiful keys, belongs to someone special of an old house, and they don't live there anymore. Maybe their grandparents or somebody in their family, and the house doesn't belong to them anymore, but they've treasured the keys as memories. So that's what I have in mind. So I think, so they've framed it. So that's the idea. I still feel like these playing cards are getting lost somewhere in the background. So let me take a lighter tea dye paper. So what I'm going to do is actually glue these down to this paper, and then I can continue to tear it. I'm just going to glue down this piece of scrap paper. I'm just rolling the edges a bit to make them look a bit old. And I will just use my hot glue gun and then glue that down. So I decided to put only both of these two keys, and I'll hold this one off to put on this side of the page. And I think I'm going to add these to the frame, because I am now going to use my double-sided tape. This is the puffy one. What is this called? Foam double-sided tape, I think it's called. So I'm just going to put them down. I will start with the lengthy side, the taller, the height. I'm going to just put it down. Let me just check, because I don't want it to, yeah, I think it's smarter to put it onto the frame. So that's what I'm going to do. I hope I'm in frame. Yeah, I am. So I'm just going to do this. And then I'm going to cut. I find that it's easier to just use your pen knife to cut than scissors. So I'm just going to like that. See how easy that comes away? Oh, it's gonna stuck to everything. Okay. Like that. I could do another row of that, but I'm wondering if the journal will be too fat. So I don't want that, so I'm just going to make it work. So what I'm going to do is I am going to do one last thing actually before I attach that. I thought I would take this ribbon in this color. It's like a champagne color, I think, and I'm going to feed it through like so. Ooh. Maybe I could do it like this. So I hope this will work. Let's just do that. I'll just slip off some of the ribbon like that. And then, ooh, look at that. But I want it to be on one side, like that. So it looks like they could hang, like they're hanging in a frame. So I'm also, maybe I should have chosen a different color. Why did I choose the champagne color? I don't know. And I also thought that this looks like old newspaper, so that could look like maybe this house was on sale or something as an advertisement. So I'm just going to do the same thing on this side also. Like that. And then I can add the frames. So I'm just going to use my hot glue gun, and then let's just attach everything. Maybe I can have one taller and one shorter. like that. So I don't even know if this foam would hold the hot glue gun, but I'm just going to try. Yes, it's fine. I think that's good. And I'm going to do the same thing for this one. Like that. I want this to be thinner. So let me just tie a knot really quick. Like that. I think that knot at the top makes a difference. So let me just do that. I'm just gluing down all four sides with the tape, double-sided tape, the foam tape. And just when I think that I have everything down, it's going well so far, I'm making sure everything is stuck down nicely, peeling off those things. And then I realize that it's crooked and I can't fold the page. I tried to take it apart and it came away so easily, and I've never been so happy about the glue stick not doing its job. So I was able to re-stick this in the position that I actually wanted it, and it's perfect. Now I can open and close without any interference. I'm just going to use my glue gun and then glue the entire thing down. I finally found the piece that I was missing, so I'm just going to attach that down as well. I'm just using the watercolor to add this yellow color for the background. I'm also taking a tea dyed paper and I'm just going to rip the edges. Just using the script stencil, and then I'm going to attach all those torn pieces that we had left over from our playing card and the tea dyed paper. I'm just stacking them behind this piece of paper just to frame it a bit. Again, just using my hot glue gun to glue everything in place so nothing will move anywhere. I also found this piece of fabric that has these torn edges, and I thought that was perfect. So I'm also going to add that behind the tea dyed paper. I've also taken this white cardstock, which I'm going to cut into a small piece like that and round the edges. And I'm just going to write a note that says, "You hold the key to my heart." Some quick inking around the edges. I could do more layers, but I think I'm really done with this prompt now because I have been doing it for some time now. It's taken me a long time to get finished, and I have a daughter that needs my attention as well. So let me just glue this down. I truly was having a lot of anxiety to even start, but I kept telling myself that, you know, they let us know over and over that it's about having fun and we don't need special tools and just use what you have. I wasn't even sure if I would have used this journal because I didn't even prepare a journal. And there's a bead there, and glue this on top. Let me just get my hot glue gun, and there's a bead there, and glue this on top. And then I do want it to slant a bit, like so. Oh yeah, that's a better way. So I think I'm going to glue this like that. Does it need some? And there we have it, guys. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy. My first prompt. I am so happy for someone that I wasn't even sure. if I would be able to achieve this. I am so happy. So happy. I hope you enjoyed watching me. Hopefully I can keep it going and do all the prompts. Hopefully. Move all the extra stuff and just show you what it looks like. So that's prompt number 1. I'm so happy. I'm sorry I keep saying that. I'm so happy. Take care, guys. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next video, guys. Bye.